What we're going to do is we're going to actually create the warehouse in M3. We're going to connect it to existing item types. We're going to copy the templates over for items into that warehouse. Then we're going to use the very powerful and cool MDI tool to import the items into that warehouse. Then we're going to do a test transaction and take a look to make sure everything looks okay. So let's begin. I'm going to start out in MMS005 warehouse open. I'm going to go ahead and take, this is going to be a Canadian warehouse, so I'm going to take our existing Canada warehouse and just hit copy on it and put in 041. I don't want to copy over the locations in the stock zones, so I'm just going to hit enter here. I'm going to change the name. This is going to be a virtual warehouse for us, so I'm going to call it Canada Virtual Warehouse. All the other settings I'm going to leave the same. A lot of these fields aren't necessary for basic warehouse setup. For an address, I'm going to use our existing Canadian warehouse. And bada bing, bada boom, that warehouse is now created. The next thing that we have to do is we have to add a bunch of items into that warehouse so we could start transacting with it. Every day in this system, hundreds of items are created. Items are connected to all of these warehouses, and each one has different planning parameters associated to it. We want that function to happen automatically. When someone creates an item, we want it to automatically be created in our new warehouse too. So in order to do that, you have to connect all the item types to our new warehouse. So let's do that first. I'm going to use MMS042, and I'm going to connect our new warehouse to all of our existing item types. I'm actually just going to copy an existing warehouse, and I'm going to hit copy. To save time, I'm going to throw 041 in my clipboard, auto create yes, hit tab, paste, auto create yes, hit tab, paste, just like that. And just like that, now 041 is connected to all of our item types. But there's no items in 041, and no items can be copied over. In order to be successful for automatic creation, we need to put in a template in our new warehouse. We need to connect templates. That way when new items are created using those templates, they'll reference that template in this warehouse. So let's bring over our item templates next. For that, I'm just going to go into 040, other Canadian warehouse. Our item templates always start with a Z, so I'm going to copy over all of these templates. If you looked at my panel navigation video, what I don't want is to have to cycle through all these different panels every single time I copy one of these records. So I'm actually going to get rid of all the panels except for my E panel. That way I only have to go through one panel as I do all the copying. So I'm going to highlight all my templates, I'm going to hit copy, and now I'm just going to change my warehouse to 041. All done. Now when I go to 041 warehouse, I have all of my templates in there. This is great. So automatically now items are going to start showing up. I bet you if I come back and refresh in a couple of minutes, I'm going to see 2 or 3 extra items because people are constantly creating items throughout the day. Next, what we want to do is we want to take all the items that are in this warehouse and we want to populate them over to this warehouse. So in order to do that, I'm going to run an SQL query to get all the items in my 040 warehouse, and then I'm going to use the MDI tool to populate all those items into my 041 warehouse.